Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a match between Maru and Reynor here on Hardwire from Katowice 2022. Top right, we've got Maru. Bottom left, we've got Reynor here. Reynor is a world champion, and Maru has a longer resume than Reynor, but he hasn't had a world championship yet. So I kind of feel like time is running out for him, but maybe he'll surprise us in the next couple of years. And maybe Maru fans are offended by the fact that I said he has a little bit of time left, but that's just how I feel. So, no proxies here from Maru, from their Group D, Group D stage game here. And a 16, 18, 17 here from a Reynor. And a Reaper expand timing. Oh. No, a command center first timing here from Maru. Okay. All right. What are we looking at here? Command center first. I love this. Every time a Terran does this, I'm like, yes, do this more often, because Zerg players aren't drone scouting, right? So I talked about this in previous casts, but you don't have to go Reaper every time against a Zerg player, but if you never go Reaper every time, they stop making the Lings, and then their economy is a little bit stronger, and you're in trouble. But if you make the Reaper most of the time, and every once in a while don't, then you get away with that, right? And this is the same thing. If you go Command Center first every once in a while, the Zerg player gets punished for it, because they're not going to scout it. But if you go Command Center first every time against Zerg, then they just pool first you and kill you, right? So I like this. I like this play. Every once in a while, go for a Command Center first play. There's no way that Reynor's going to go for a 12 pool at the same time that you're doing this, and he's just not going to scout it either, so it doesn't matter. Reynor doing everything normal. He's just very, very standard here. He's trying to play the bets, and he's losing this bet right now. So there you go. So it is a Reaper coming out here after the Command Center, so it's not a Reaper expand. It's an expand Reaper play, which is kind of fun. I like that a lot. So the Reaper name, we've got one ready to go. If you want to leave a Reaper name for me to read in a cast, go ahead and put it in the comments. Just put Reaper name and say what the name is. And then you can put a backstory if you want to. You don't have to. It's not a requirement at all. So Overlord here trying to see what's coming out says, where's this Reaper at? I kind of feel like, it's like, was there, am I getting proxied? Is it like the latest proxy of all time? These Lings are just working on these rocks now, these plates. And a third base comes down at 2:30. So again, very, very, very standard stuff. Reaper's not going to move out because he's worried about Lings slipping in the back door here. But Reaper's name is Chippedon, the So-So. He might do okay. We'll see. I have no idea what Chippedon is. It sounds like a Pokemon name, though. Is it like a mediocre Pokemon? Potentially. Anywho. Woohoo! This is 3 racks and a factory off a 2 base. I love the economy advantage that Maru has right now. Look at that spike. You get mules tossed down. Got more workers than he normally does, too, at this stage of the game. So Maru doing everything right, and he's going to follow this up with some Marine tank pressure, I'm assuming. Obviously, some Hellions first. I'm assuming we're going to see some tanks, though, for some kind of like a 7-minute push, because that's what we do here, right? Right. Hey, if you didn't catch the Clem Archon game from yesterday, it was really good. I know. I used to catch Archon games back when they were new. If you don't even know what an Archon game is, it's where 2 players are controlling the same team here like this. So 2 players are controlling everything for this Terran, right? And 2 players are controlling everything for the Zerg. And that's to kind of decide how the responsibilities are divided up and whatnot. And it's kind of interesting. It kind of allows one player to sit back and macro and the other one to do micro. And it is an amazing game. And usually I don't like casting Archon games because I can't differentiate them from regular 1v1s. There's just nothing about them that feels different. You can't see anything different, right? Because it's just one player versus one player. Behind the scenes it's different, but otherwise nothing at all. But this was some of the sickest micro I've seen in a long time, and I'm wondering if maybe players are better at the Archon stuff. But anyway, it's a Clem game. It's a PvT. If you skipped it because you're like, whatever, it's Clem versus some players I've never heard of, check it out. It's an amazing game, I promise you. And if you want to see Clem in an Archon game, that's a bit of a novelty in and of its own, right? I think it is. So check it out if you haven't. Just do it for Falcon. Okay, so nothing too strange here in this part of the game other than, you know, Maru's got that ginormous economic advantage. He's got a third bit. No, he's not getting a third base. Okay. Hallion's cruising down. Do we have an armory? No. I don't see the potential. No, so we're not going to go for any Hellbats at all. Just kidding. Oh, engineering bay. So double NG bay coming in. Gonna go for that bio stuff. We have seen Maru do some mech stuff at Katowice in particular and get some nice results off of it, actually. Anyway, but today he is going for all of the bio plays. So moving out with a double medevac here at about 5 minutes, which is faster because of the faster expansion. I like this. This usually shows up around 6.5. So I'm not entirely sure what we're looking at here as far as Reynor's defense is concerned, right? He's got exactly 12 Zerglings. They're kind of out running around trying to deal with these Hellions and this Reaper here, right? I mean, Reaper's got 1 kill, and then the drop in the main is pretty much unopposed. The Lings have to be running all the way home now to deal with this. Dude, the spawning pool getting focused would be so good, but no. Instead, forcing a full evacuation of all of the drones of this mineral line. Lings show up, not gonna do much here. Dude, Maru, you absolute beast. This is why I love Maru. I don't get the impulse to call anybody a god as much as I call Maru a god. Just the early timings here, getting away with the command center first. Great micro, takes down, what did he kill there? A queen, a couple Lings, didn't lose any of his Marines at all. Hot stuff. And then the Hellions run into the third base because all the Lings are on the other side. And yeah, they're fast and they respond well, but that's 2 drones down that didn't have to die. This Reaper is very dead. Fare thee well, Chippedon, and all those Hellions died too. So that was a bit of a sloppy play, but we're continuing to pressure because we're a good Terran player. We've got Marines, we got Widow Mines. Okay, Marine Widowmine. I like this here. I thought we were going to get tanks, but no, we're not. It's Widowmine Marine at this stage. So Widowmine's firing on queens is not that bad. They don't die. Banelings, okay. Oh, they didn't kill. Ah, it's a hit. Oh, you hit the queen and then target fire it down and kill it because it's already super low on HP. Okay, great split there from Reynor. He is an elite Zerg player, so he's going to do those splits there. Tries to maybe push up the front there. That's not going to happen. That is a hard wall for sure. Spire coming in, 9 drones at a time in production. Everything is looking just fine. Here for Reynor. If he can hold this, this is always a dicey moment. I love the Viking absorbing Baneling hits. So the Marines don't have to. What a nice split. Oh, it's a 6 split out of Reynor there, and that's a pickup scenario. Oh my gosh, yes. Maru letting it run a little bit longer than I probably would there. More Marines, more Widowmines moving out. Maru knows the importance of Widowmines. Forcing a cancel on that 4th base. No, just killing it. Straight up killing it there is Maru. Maru, you're incredible. You're such a great player, Maru. Honestly, I would love for you to go get a world championship. I would. Just some inconsistency at the highest levels. You qualify for the Katowices and for the WCS championships and for the BlizzCons. You just can't quite pull it together, which is difficult. Right? I'm making it sound like, well, if he just played up to his normal standards, he'd obviously win. But like, you're playing against the best players in the world. They've hidden builds from you to get to this point. You don't know exactly what you're dealing with. It's so frustrating, and everybody knows that. And, oh, another kill on another 4th base. Dude. However, Banelings do manage to roll themselves into the 3rd base of Maru. So, man, getting as good as he's getting right now. Reynor killing 11 SCVs. He really wants a 4th base, but killing 11 SCVs makes him feel better about himself for sure. No target firing on Banelings there. Just stutter stepping in general. But by golly, 11 SCVs going down. 64 to 58 army supply. Maru has a lead. Income is favoring Reynor, especially because of all those deaths. Dropping in this mineral line with 1-1 upgrades. The Banelings show up, get some decent connections, and Maru has to back on out. Another group coming in. Is he going to make any tanks at all today? The production tab indicates not really, and his factory has got a reactor on it, so no. He's getting drilling claws here too. Loving all of this stuff. Trying to unload over this direct. Oh, because the mutas were chasing. Because the mutas were chasing, and the medevac. Oh, an almost full medevac goes down there, and this medevac, oh my gosh. Is Reynor turning the tide here? Is he just turning it with these mutalisks? Reynor is one of those players that I don't necessarily trust with mutalisks. I cast a game with him in Innovation maybe a year or 2 ago, and it's just stuck with me where Reynor lost like 57 mutas and did not win the game, and it was like, Some Zerg players, they like the idea of mutos, but they can't do it against elite Terran players. Although, if you're leaving your Widowmine unburrowed, then absolutely, mutas are going to be fine. It's the burrowed ones that can cause some problems, even for somebody as good as Reynor is. So he's got the group where it's enough mutas to one-shot a Widowmine, and they can jump on top of it and kill it with his Overseer support before it fires. Oh, nope, not that time. But you got to have the whole group there. Oh, muta down. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Even the most careful, even the most elite Zerg players in the world will struggle against Widowmines and just get some really bad trades there. All right, +3 attack on the way here from Maru at 10 minutes, which just the upgrade timings are sick. Reynor getting a 4th base. He did finally take this 4th base along the left side. So he's got 4 running. His 5th is trying to come up, and guess what? A 4th base is rolling and landing for Maru right about now. So hit that like button if you're enjoying this game. This is a good one. Ling's helping with that Widowmine clean up. Some people are like, you only remind me to hit the like button after it's over, and sometimes I've already clicked off. So please remind me in the middle of the cast, and I'll do that for you. How about that? You can also check out merch as long as we're promoting stuff here at FalconPaladin.store for t-shirts and hoodies and mugs and pillows and stuff. And also, you can also support me at patreon.com/FalconPaladin for just as little as $1 a month if you're enjoying the casts. And if you're here, you probably are. I don't know many people who hate watch me, but I guess maybe there are a few of those. Creep spread pushing left, creep spread pushing right. Infestation pin on the way. I don't know if I'm liking this from Maru as much anymore. He's kind of slowed down on the pressure. He hasn't been able to kill a hatchery in some time. Did he get credit? Yeah, he got credit for killing those 2 hatches, absolutely. Yeah, Marines covering a Widowmine are much more difficult for these mutas to deal with. A Thor in the general vicinity, too, is extraordinarily difficult. Marines can't... Oh, they could have almost denied it. They could have almost denied that base, but they weren't quite on point there, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. I know it's a lot to ask to always be on point and everywhere, but no one can do that. But sometimes you just get lucky being on the right screen at the right time, you know? Okay, yeah, Widowmines do connect. Nice split off, though. Oh, killing Widowmines that aren't even burrowed is so rough for Maru. Is going... For that Ghost Academy, we're looking at more and more Thors. Bottom right base coming in from Reynor. Things are snowballing out of control here a little bit. Maru is down. I mean, I know, yes, he's down 6 supply. It's not that big of a deal. But see, Reynor's maxed out, and he's getting a bank, and these mutas are just not caring about turrets at all. And then a big lane bang army attack comes up the left side. Takes down a sensor tower, takes out a bunch of Marines, and some Marauders there, and then the mutos are like, okay, we're just gonna casually kill all of your SCVs. Don't mind us. Again, Terran can absorb a lot of SCV kills. It's 21 thus far. That turret cannot be saved with repair. Are you kidding me? Meanwhile, Ling's running into the 3rd base of Maru, and this is just snowballing. This is snowballing big time here for Maru. He's trying to deal with too much. He's lost 20 more SCVs. The muta group is not dying. Okay, now they're sort of dying. A lot of Marines are getting killed too, yes, but how many mutas have gone down? 15. So Reynor continuing to produce Mutalisks. Mutaling Bane is a strategy that is old, but it definitely checks out. Muraling's rolling in. Does he have adrenal glands already? Of course. Why would he have adrenal glands? Why do Zerg players... Oh, that's not a good... Oh, are you kidding me? That didn't fire. That would have fired on me if they were my Lings, but Reynor Lings are protected. Protected by the god of Zerg. Oh, 29. 40 total SCVs have died. Only 2 drones have gone down. This is not good. Maru needs to get some damage done now, but he keeps dealing with his Mutaflux. Snipe is a pretty good answer to mutas. We don't see that a lot. We don't see a lot of mutas in this matchup anyway, unless it's rogue. But snipe on muta is not a bad answer. I mean, snipe on literally everything but maybe Zerglings is pretty good. That's a Widowmine connection again, though, but... No! The Military! Oh, he saves it! He saves it! This base is completely overrun, though. It's an orbital, so it can lift up, which is nice. Is that 31 more? Yes, it's 70 SCVs have died. All right, Maru's a bit in desperation mode now. He's got to go. And he does take down the 4th base of Reynor. Okay. Insta-kill on the 4th base. Widow Mines are connecting, doing more friendly fire damage than anything else, and the Mutas have to come home to deal with this. So, I mean, sure, Maru's entire group gets cleared up, but they're killing extractors before they die. Oh, they do get that one. Awesome. Another attack down the right side of Marauders. Zerglings are going to be the answer to that for sure. And then a Widow Mine is splits. 666 splits there from Reynor, though. 192 to 144 supply. Not looking all that good for Maru here. I'm stating it for the record. The Mutas are just getting a lot done here. Reynor's Muta control has been good enough. It has not been perfect. Somebody like Cyril's Muta control is kind of just perfect. He plays Mutalisks like a virtuoso on a violin. Just more SCVs dying. I know what you're saying. Terran can lose a lot of SCVs and be fine. But that's when they have a lot of orbitals. And at this stage of the game, there are some orbitals. 3. There's only 3 of them, though. I like the Ghost Thor Marine comp, though. It seems like the right answer to dealing with this. The Thor can absorb a ton of Baneling shots, right? The Ghosts can snipe anything like the Mutas that get too close. The Ghosts are actually pretty decent against Lings as long as they're not being fully surrounded. And just checking real quick. Adrenal is done. Hooray. Mutas keep... Man. This is just a Terran's absolute worst nightmare. Is Mutas just jumping in and jumping out and jumping in and jumping out. And you feel like you're safe, so you decide to move your army across the map, and then the Mutas jump in again. Mutalisks causing problems. Just it's so many Banelings. Even if you have Thors, it's like, I don't know if I want to take that many Baneling shots. All right, this planetary is going to die, and I think that's the death knell here. Ling's running into the 3rd, Muta's running into the 3rd, holding off that attack on the 3rd base. Maru playing hard. He's lost 115 SCVs so far. It's fine. He still has 25 workers. Nope, GG! Reynor is your winner in 17 minutes and 24 seconds with Mutalisk control. And by control, I mean he ended up losing 43 Mutalisks, so this is Rogue style. It used to be something I only ever saw from Rogue, but you know what? Other players have started adopting it where you can be fairly casual with your Mutas. Don't just throw them away, right? But you can lose a few here and there. You can lose up to 40, 50, 60. But if you're getting enough damage with them and keeping the Terran at home with them, it's worth it. Because then suddenly you're out on 6, 7 bases against the 3 or 4 basing Terran, and they're bleeding everywhere, and then you can just kill them with whatever you want at that point, right? You kill 115 SCVs, and only 6 drones go down. You're gonna win a lot of games. So overall, one of the better games I've seen from Reynor here. Maru, he had such a great opening. I loved the command center first play. I loved that drop at about 5 minutes in the main base of Reynor that killed a queen and forced a lot of drones to run for their lives, and he killed a 4th base twice. And then from there, he just couldn't get a lot going, is the thing. Never really got a big drop on any of these drones. Only killed 2 more hatcheries the rest of the game. Ended up losing 100 Marines, a Thor, 2 planetaries, a command center. I mean, just so much economic damage. And the Widow Mines, he was splitting like a god against those. Sure, Widow Mines got some kills. They got some nice hits. But overall, I don't think they paid for themselves, which is very hard for Widow Mines to do. But against a great Zerg player, yep. Yeah, you're just going to have a hard time winning that one. So, rough stuff. All right, so that is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.